What plan could be so vile that it could stump both the Dark Knight and the world's greatest magician? Welcome to the Complete Story Series, where I take trade paperbacks and single issues and I break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then I read it dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. This is another older story. It's probably not in continuity anymore since it adds things to Zatanna that involve Batman's history, and that's probably been removed. So just assume it's a fun story. A fire is raging in Gotham one night, burning up a theater. Batman would have ignored it, because this is normally a job for firefighters and local police officers, but he was told that there were people trapped inside, and the name of the performer got his attention: Loxias. He's had a recent history of killing people within his acts, and Batman is worried that this isn't an exception. He arrives saving one of the girls, and then he reaches into the coffin where the girl who was performing the trick is located, only to find her dead. He saves who he can, and then he heads outside where the police have Loxias in custody. Loxias nonchalantly blows off Commissioner Gordon and climbs into his car. Batman knew the girls were working there because of Zatanna. She is a friend of his that knew Loxias and knew the showgirls there, so Batman calls her up to inform her of the terrible news. "Zatanna, I have bad news. Katie Michaels is dead." "What? How?" "Meet me at the cave. I'll be there in 5 minutes." You see, Batman and Zatanna have had a history together. Her father Zatanna would perform at events for Bruce Wayne's father, Thomas Wayne, and when Thomas passed away, Zatanna and Zatanna tried to cheer him up. Batman always felt that he should be closer to Zatanna. Except as a member of the Justice League, Zatanna used her powers to wipe Bruce's memories of a terrible event that had happened, the identity crisis. He hasn't trusted her since then. But now he returns to the Batcave to find Alfred serving her tea. They watch the footage of the act, and Zatanna notices right away that something is wrong. Her friend Katie is struggling and did not want to participate in the act. Batman scans his glove to see what was on the gag, and he picks up walnut oil. Zatanna says that Katie was violently allergic to all kinds of oils. She couldn't even touch a tree nut without breaking into a rash. Batman easily puts it together that Loxias was trying to kill her. But the question is, why? So, she says a spell getting into her work clothes, as she puts it, and the two of them head off to investigate. Once they arrive, they oddly find Loxias waiting for them. Batman asks him why he was killing Katie Michaels before putting her into the coffin, and he explains that it was to heighten the suspense. He knows the audience eats that stuff up. "Besides," as he explains, "I meant to kill her. It brings my career to an all-time high. I found out that she had an allergy in her personal files, and I rigged the stage to explode." Then, as Zatanna turns to him and tells him that he'll never hurt anyone else again, he shoots her in the throat. Batman shouts out no, and he tries to run to her side only to be kicked in the jaw by Loxias. He then pulls out a sword and hits Batman in the stomach, pushing him into a prop chair on the stage, and then instantly bindings pop up holding Batman down. "Ever the hero? This isn't a game, she's dying." And Loxias shocks Batman before picking up Zatanna and then carrying her over to an escape artist tank filled with water and dropping her in. Loxias turns back to Batman and he shocks him again, and then he reveals the whole thing is a magician's misdirection, because I am in fact the Joker. "I got you good, Batman." He explains that during Christmas he was fighting Robin and he was knocked into the bay down below. Loxias had been reaching out to the criminal underground in hopes of making his acts a tad more dangerous, so the Joker responded to the call and recovered in his mansion until he killed him. Luckily, they were about the same height, and with a little makeup, Joker was Loxias. He then raises his hands up. "It just goes to show you what you can accomplish with a little planning and persistence." He continually shocks Batman, but Batman decides that he needs to push through the pain. The chair is still a prop, and therefore it's weak and fragile, and Batman stands up. The Joker dives below the stage to escape, and Batman runs over to the escape artist tank to break the glass. As he does, Zatanna falls to the ground and Batman goes to check on her, only to find that she is completely healed. Looking at the top of the tank, he sees that she has written out in blood, "Heal me," in her reverse magic. She wakes up in Wayne Manor with Bruce sitting by her bedside. She explains that she used the magic to heal herself because if she had used it to free herself, she would have been helpless at the mercy of the Joker, and she knew Batman would save her. So he gives her some tea for her throat and leaves to get ready to chase the Joker. That's when Alfred walks in to inform her that Bruce never left her side that night. The two of them head back to the stage to see what's going on, and Batman finds it hard to figure out anything, since the Joker has erased all traces of his plan. But it gets him thinking. The Joker must have scribbled down his ideas somewhere. They run into the shower room and he turns the steam on to find out that it's all written on the shower walls. And the clues, they lead them to a hidden show that Loxias is putting on, the Coffin of Death. The Joker gets as many of the followers to show up, and then he opens up a coffin, spilling Joker gas over the unsuspecting civilians. As they try to flee, the gates shut and they are fully electrified. Batman and Zatanna arrive in the scene a little too late, and Batman begins to fistfight with the Joker, leaving Zatanna to save everyone there. But everyone keeps panicking and running around, even as she gets rid of the gases. So she has an idea. She changes everyone into vampire bats. They all swoop in and they begin to attack the Joker, and then using that as a distraction, Batman knocks him out cold. With the night won, the civilians turn back to normal people, and Zatanna tells him that they'll just think it was a dream. The police arrive to arrest the Joker, and he screams out, "The bats! They keep attacking me!" And Batman finally forgives Zatanna for her act against him, as she kisses him on the cheek, telling him, "We're all only human." And that's the conclusion to a fun little story. This was actually revealed to me by you guys. When I did my last old Joker story, someone asked in the comments down below, what about the story where Zatanna had to write a spell out in blood? So I looked it up because I just thought that sounded so cool. It's a great story. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more comic book recaps, and follow me on Twitter so we can talk about all your favorite books at Comicstorian. I'll see you next time right here.